Shruti, we have Panchama Shruti and Madhyama Shruti. So what is a Panchama Shruti and Madhyama Shruti? So when you put a Shruti, the the two notes, that is Sa and Pa, is always kept as a Shruti. So I'm just playing Sa Pa now. So just showing it. So I'm putting on C, and C and G. So when you play C and G together, it becomes C pitch or one pitch or white one. So I'm just calling three names to the same pitch. So you can call it a C pitch or one Panchama or white one. So when I play Sa and Pa, it becomes a Panchama Shruti. So when the same thing, when I use the lower Pa, so when I put a lower Pa, Sa and lower Pa. So you have Sa up, you have a Pa. So you have a G on top and then you have a G on bottom. So when you go to you play G along with C, the same pitch is called as a Madhyama Shruti, but it's got a different number. So this will be called as a 5M. So 5, because G is a 5. So G corresponding Madhyama. So if you take G as Sa, the corresponding key to it, the sixth key for it would be a Ma. So just for a name they have given it as Madhyama Shruti and Panchama Shruti. Why it is used the same pitch? See, Sa Pa, instead of playing Sa Pa, I'm playing Pa Sa. So Sa Pa is a Panchama Shruti and Pa Sa becomes a Madhyama Shruti. So Pa becomes the root number for that pitch. So if you tell 5M and 1P is the same pitch, but 5M will be called as a Madhyama Shruti and 1P will be called as a Panchama Shruti. Don't have to confuse too much. The reason why it's given like this is because there is a lot of bhajans in Sai Bhajan, which works on a very limited notes, or let's say it doesn't come down. You have a lot of notes on top. It plays on the top. So for that, if you play a Panchama Shruti, it's difficult to start the bhajan. So it's better to put a Madhyama Shruti. This is one reason. For example, I'll tell there's a song called as Ayodhya Vasi Ram. So you have it starts with the upper Sa. So it's actually 1P. The actual pitch is 1P. But when you put a Madhyama Shruti, it's easy to play that. It's easy to start the bhajan. So the song starts at the upper Sa. Ayodhya Vasi Ram. So it's better to put like this. Ayodhya Vasi Ram. Instead of 1P, I'm putting 5M. It becomes easier to start the bhajan. So Madhyama Shruti is a combination of 1 and the 6th key. The corresponding 6th key along with the first key becomes a Madhyama Shruti. First key along with the 8th key. So if C is 1, C is the first key, the corresponding 8th key would be G. So it becomes a Panchama Shruti. Similarly, if Pa is the first key, the corresponding 6th key becomes a Madhyama Shruti. So and there are rags which doesn't have a Madhyama itself. For example, there is a rag called Hindolam or Malkons in Hindustani, which the note is Sagama Dhanisa. Sagama. So if you put a Panchama Shruti, there's no Pa in the rag. When you put a Panchama Shruti, it becomes difficult to start the bhajan. So example would be Radhe Shama Hegana Shama. If you put a Panchama Shruti, it is difficult to start the bhajan. You can start, but still you have to be very good at music to get an idea about. So you can take the Sa and Pa to understand and then sing. So if you put a Madhyama Shruti, it's very easy to start. So I'm just putting a Madhyama Shruti for the same song. Radhe Shama. So it becomes easy. So this is the reason why we have a Panchama Shruti and Madhyama Shruti in Sai Bhajans. So we'll go to the next topic. So Shruti of Bhajans is simple. Though it might look complicated, it is only
one doubt.
Sama. Yeah, tell me.
One doubt. So if you say about C, start from C, can you say which are key for Panchama and Madhyamam?
Huh?
C and G is Pancham, right? C and G is Pancham, right?
C and G combination will be Pancham.
Is Pancham.
Yeah.
And Madhyamam means C and F, right?
C and F would be. See, I'll tell you. We'll do that separately. So Shruti, I'm just giving a brief. Okay, we'll do it separately. We'll have one session completely only for Shrutis. Okay. For now, think about it. Sa and Ma together becomes Sa and Ma, or first key and the 6th key. Along with the 6th key, or if you play the first key, it becomes a Madhyama Shruti. 1 and 8, if you play together, it becomes a Panchama Shruti. 1, 6 and 1, 8. 1, 6 is Madhyama Shruti. 1, 8 is.
6th mean?
6th key means, see, for example, if you play a
harmonium. 6th mean including half key, right?
Yes, absolutely. 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 You have to take all the
Audio not clear.
So 1 and C and F are madhyamam.
come again.
C and F are madhyamam, and
C
C and G are pancham,
G are
right?
Pancham, correct. So you as of now don't give names. I'm just giving example for C and G, but it's first key along with the sixth keys. If you take C as 1, the sixth key would be F, C, 1. Okay, then 2 is C sharp, D is 3,
Okay.
D sharp is 4.
Yeah.
Then
Okay,
E becomes fifth, and sixth key becomes F. So C and F, 1, 6.
Okay.
If you're putting C sharp, then immediately it becomes F sharp. So this becomes a
Yeah,
Madhyama
got it,
Shruti
got
of
it.
so it goes. So eighth key would be next. So after F is 6, F sharp would be 7, and G would be 8. So 1 and 8 together, 1 and 8 together becomes a Panchama Shruti. 1 and 6 combination becomes a Madhyama Shruti. Okay.
But one madhyamam means F major scale, right? F major chord, right?
That's what. See, I'm saying
See,
we will do a separate session for Shruti. I understand that you have doubts now, but we'll important thing is Sa and Ma together becomes a Madhyama Shruti. Sa and Pa together becomes a Panchama Shruti. There are reasons why they have kept this, because there are some bhajans which is based on rag which doesn't have a Panchama. So Madhyama Shruti is kept. There are some songs which doesn't come down itself. You have, like, for example, if you take like Bhajo Radhe Govinda Bhajo. So though the pitch would be extremely high, but the bhajan is composed in such a way that the upper notes are used more than the lower notes. So for them, Madhyama Shruti becomes easier to start a bhajan. So there is more technicalities to it, but yeah, for now, remember 1 and 6 key becomes Madhyama Shruti, 1 and 8 key becomes Panchama Shruti. Okay. So we can go on mute, sir. I'll finish this and we'll have this question answers towards the end. So the last 10 minutes we'll have only questions. Okay. You can note down what all queries.
Why my doubt came is, I understood, but my doubt, So my doubt is because is 1 Panchamam and 4 Panchamam are same, right?
No, 1 Panchama and 5 Madhyama is same.
So 1 Madhyamam.
1 Panchamam, okay. One Madhyamam and 4 Panchamam are
1
same.
Panchamam and
4 Panchamam are same.
Yeah, correct. That's why it's confused. Okay, I got it now.
1 Panchama and 5 Madhyama are same. Okay. I will in the forthcoming, as of now, let's not think too much. We'll only talk about Panchama Shruti means 1 Sa and Pa, or 1 and 8. Madhyama Shruti is Sa and Ma, or 1 and 6.
Okay, got it.
We can think about it. Okay. Then the overview of raga. We talked about full scale raga. So we talked about one Sa. You can go on mute, sir. It'll be better.
Thank you.
Yeah. A raga will have sarigama padani. So you have in a full octave. So this is an octave. So when I'm showing, I'll just show you the key. So from C to B is an octave. It's a full octave. So after B, next is C. So till B, C to B is an octave. So within this octave, there are 12 keys from C to B. So we count it. So C, the white keys, there are 7 white keys and there are 5 black keys. So if you add everything, it becomes 12 keys. So the 12 keys, Sa and Pa is 1, and then you have 2 notes for Regama Dani. So I have told that in the previous session. So when you take a rag, you have Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni. So you can take one among the 2 Res, one among the 2 Gas, one among the 2 Mas, one among the 2 Das, Ni, and Sa. So with that itself, you can have 32 rags coming in. 32 or I think 16, 32 rags are correct. 32 rags you can make with this itself. So in Carnatic, they go one step above and they make 3 Res, 3 Gas within the same keys. Within the same keys, they make 3 Res, 3 Gas. Let's not think about too much about that. But as of now, remember there are only 2 Res, 2 Gas, 2 Mas, 2 Da, 2 Mi, and 1 Sa and 1 Pa. So when you take Sai Bhajans as a whole, any rag you can take. For example, now we have taken the Shankaravarnam. So today we'll start our practice sessions with this rag called Shankaravarnam or Bilaval or major scale in Western. So this requires you to play. If you take C as Sa for this rag, the corresponding white keys becomes Regama Dani. So Sa, the next D would become Re, then Ga would become E, F would become Ma, G would become. So it's continuous. There is no change. There's no black keys. It's continuous. So white keys continuously play. It'll come. So how is this rag? So if you can call it a sarigama padanshi, which are the re's, which are the ga, which are the ma, which is used here? So in Shankarabharanam, the first re, sa is used, the second re is used. Second re is used. There is an image you can see on the right side. You can see here. You can see this image. I think I'm showing you on the. You can see this. So I'm here. Sa re two, ga two, ma one, pa the two, ni two. So except ma is one. Rest all is second re, second ga, first ma, then second da, second ni, and second sa. Second ni and sa. So when you play this sa, re two, ga two, ma one. So ma one can be used in thumb, then pa, the two, ni two, and sa. So this is how it has to be played. Okay. Now you can change it. If I change only one note, okay, the same notes, I'm playing the same thing. I'm only changing ga. I'm playing one. Okay. Shankarabharanam. This can be called as a Gauri Manohari. Gauri Manohari, you can call it as. So you have this song called as Madhusudana He Muradhidara. So it's based on the track. So if I change one note on Gauri Manohari, I've changed ma. I'll put ma second ma. I'm just giving an example how raga. I mean, it is just one note. If you change the whole mood, whole tonal of the melody changes. So I'm just putting ma as second. Okay. Okay. Instead of Shankarabharanam ma, first ma, I'm putting second ma. So you can call it as Dharmavati in Carnatic. So you have Sarigama Padhani Sasanirapama Garisa. Famous rag, very famous songs are there in this. Shailavasa Narayana. Then you have Maitili Kathe Raghunandana. Then you have there's a Rama Bhajan. So you have, I'm not able to words, I'm sorry. Okay, so there are so many songs. So just one note change. So Shankarabharanam and Madhuvanti has got only 2 notes difference. There are only 2 notes which is different. Out of 7 notes, only 2 is different. Next 5 notes are same. But the whole mood changes. The whole tonal quality of the bhajan changes. So raga plays a very important role when you're choosing a bhajan. There are so many rags which is very it'll touch your heart. It'll make you melt because of the raga's tonal quality. Shankarabharanam is more of a very happy tone, very happy, very normal, neutral tone. It's more positive. Whereas Madhuvanti or anything which has got the first ga or second ma, so it changes the tonal. So remember that. So what is a janyam? Okay. So Mela Karta Ragam in Carnatic or a thought in Hindustani, there are 10 thoughts, but Carnatic has got more mother rags, mother rag, or you can call it as a parent rag. So you have Sarigama Padanisa. So you have, let's say, take Shankarabharanam. So this becomes a mother rag, Sarigama Padani. So what happens is the so-called musicians who are the great composers have created raga within this. So they have limited the notes and made it a janyam. A janyam means kids, or I would say the jananam of mother rags. So you have example of this Shankarabharanam would be Hamsadwani. Hamsadwani has got Sari Gapa Ni. There is no Ma, there is no Da. So instead of the Ni is removed from that note from Shankarabharanam, that raga becomes Hamsadwani. So Sari Gapa Ni Sa. So Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha. Then you have so many Ganesha. It's a very famous rag for Ganesha songs. Okay, then you have Mahaganapati Namostute Matangavadana. So you have Hamsaduni in there. There are many more. So many songs. So you can see the difference. So again, it's based on Shankarabharanam, but it is not used. It's not using the complete Shankarabharanam rag. It is only using limited notes from Shankarabharanam, and it is calling itself as a different name called as Hamsaduni. So like this, you have lakhs, not few hundreds. It's in lakhs. Okay, what is commonly used is in few thousands as of now, but there's a lot of many rags have already been created. The flow, the way the raga moves up. Saga riga mapa. So you have the movement of the rag has to be in such a fashion, becomes a different rag. So it is very complex, but as of now think that Mela raga or Mela Karta raga would have all the notes Sarigama Padani. That the Janya raga will have few, or let's say few of the notes will be removed from the Mela raga, and it will be created. So that will be Janya raga. So Mohana would be a Janya raga. Mohana, though it has got the same Shankara Varana, but it's a Janya of another rag called Harikamboji. Anyway, let's not complicate. Again, that is what Sarigapa Dasa. There is no Ma, there is no Ni. Hamsaduni has got Ni and doesn't have Da, whereas Mohana has got Da, doesn't have Ni. So Sarigapa Da Sa becomes Mohana, Sarigapa Ni Sa becomes Hamsaduni. Though there is only one note difference between those. Then you have Shivaranjani and Mohana. So Shivaranjani has got Sari Ga is first Ga. So you have Sari Ga, first Ga will be there. Sari Ga Pada Sa Sada Pada Sa. So that becomes Shivaranjani. So you can see the mode, just a one note difference, but you see the mode it is. Shivaranjani. So if you look at Mohana, only one note difference. You can see the difference. The tonal mode, the whole mood changes. Shivaranjani is more of a very feeling raga. Mohana is more of a happy raga. Anyway, so this is the difference between the Mela raga and Janya raga. So you can definitely Google, Wikipedia. There's so many available literature on this on Google. You can have more understanding about this Mela raga and Janya raga. I would request all of you to go through this because very, very important. Because when you take any Sai Bhajan, if you know the raga of the bhajan, that has been sung, it will be very easy. So you're removing the notes which is not required. So you're removing the notes and you're playing the notes which is there within the rag. Even if you do mistakes, it will sound like some kind of a background music, which is very. It will not look like you have done a mistake. So if you play a wrong note within the rag for that bhajan, it doesn't sound different. It looks like some kind of a background music is running. So it's a trick. These are ways to hide yourself from making. No harmonium players are perfect. So they will do some mistakes, but if they know the rag of the bhajan and they play within that rag, even mistakes doesn't sound bad. It gels with the bhajan. So knowing a rag of that bhajan, very, very important, very, very critical to playing harmonium. So you should know which notes are there in the rag. Okay, let me again break the ice. You should only know 30 to 35 rags. That's it. You don't have to know hundreds of rags. The 30, 35 rags commonly used. If you know 30 to 35 rags, we'll do that. We'll do separately for that. 30 to 35 rags, if you know, you can cover up nearly 90% of Sai Bhajans. Believe me, it is possible. Okay. Next. The third point is chord. Okay, yesterday we had a quick brief discussion, understanding about what is a chord. So chord is basically a sa, ga, pa. So you can call it a sa, ga, pa, but actually it's a technique which has been used from Western playing. So chord is basically the name of the chord. What is a chord? Chord, when you play more than one note at the same time. When you play more than one note, one swara at the same time, it becomes a chord. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be more than 3 also. It can be 4, 5, 6. You can have multiple keys played together simultaneously. It becomes a chord. So there are multiple permutation combinations which has been named. So you have right now we only focus on major and minor chords, which is more than enough for Sai Bhajans. There are suspended chords, augmented chords. You have diminished chords. So you have many multiple way of understanding how a chord is played. But remember, the definition of chord is when more than one note is played simultaneously. So if I play only sa, it's a note. If I play along with it, I play sa pa. So I'm playing shruti now. I'm playing sa pa shruti. It's a chord actually. It's a chord. In Western terminology, it's a chord. If I play sa ga pa, three notes, it becomes a chord. If I play sa ga pa sa, it's a chord. If I play sa ga pa ni again, this is a C major 9, C9 they call it, a C9 key. So you have multiple ways of playing a note in chords in music. Okay. So what is a major chord and a minor chord? So when you take a chord, so it's a combination of notes. So the first key, you have to name the major chord from the first key. So the first key corresponding, you have to play the either the fourth key or the fifth key. Fourth key along with first key, then you play the eighth key. 1, 4, 8. So if I take C as 1, first key, Then the fourth key would become C sharp. See, first one is C, C sharp will be 2, D will be 3, and then D sharp will become 4. So 1, 4, and then 8. 8 will be G. I've already told you. So 1, 4, 8. So it becomes a minor chord. If I play 1, 5, 8, so 1, 5, 8 would be after D sharp there is E. So fourth is D sharp means fifth will be E. So 1, 5, and 8 becomes a major chord. You can see the difference. See the minor chord. I'm just playing only one. I'm playing the two notes constantly. I'm only changing one note. So you can see the difference. It gives a different mood. So there are bhajans. For example, I've given an example of Shivaranjani and Mohana. So Shivaranjani has got the first ga and Mohana has got the second ga. So you can start the bhajan with, for Mohana you have to play the major chord. For Shivaranjani you have to play the minor chord. So remember that. So sa ga pa. So it doesn't mean that it has to be only this. You can move to any. The chord can be anywhere in this. For example, if I take the first key as C sharp, the fourth key becomes F, in the fifth key becomes F, and the eighth key becomes G sharp. So one note, all notes is moved from one note up. This is a major chord, and then minor chord would be C sharp, E, and G sharp. If I take D, minor chord would be D, F, and A. And minor chord will be this, and then major chord would be D, F sharp, and A. So we'll have this in depth, but understand this, that the major chord and minor chord formula is 148 for minor, 158 for major. Okay. So with this we'll start. I think I've just given an overview. Please don't think this ends here. We'll have more revisions on this. But for now, understand major chord is 148, 158. We'll come back to these sessions. I mean, we'll revise this when again we'll come back for raga. When we talk about raga in Sai Bhajans, we'll talk about these major chord, how to play with chords, how to play only with chords. You can play a bhajan. You can sing, and you can support a singer with playing only chords. So I'll talk about that later. Okay, but for now, I think we have covered enough with respect to theory. Now we'll talk about lessons today. So yesterday we started with Sarigama Padanisa. So in C. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So we'll start with the exercises now today. So I've listed out in the slide. I think if all of you are watching the slide, I've listed down the exercises that we can start for this whole week. The whole week you have to ensure that we practice all this, and then next week when we meet, we'll have another set of lessons which will add to this. So these are very, very basic, very simple exercises. Don't think it's very difficult. It's very, very easy if you practice. Okay, practice is the only shortcut. You have to practice a lot. That's a shortcut, in fact. Okay, that is music. It's a tapas only. You have to keep chanting. You have to keep repeating. Repetition is the mantra for improving any instrument, anything in music, anything in fine art itself requires repetitions of a pattern. You take a pattern, keep repeating it. That's how we do. Now we'll take this first lesson. So I'll finish off this 6 lessons. Slowly I'll do it. So once that is done, then you can the question answer session will start. So all of you can jot down whatever questions you want to ask. You can ask me after this. Okay. The first lesson is Sarigama Pamagari. So it's a 4. So 8 notes are there. So when you play Sarigama Pamagari, so Sa you have to play with thumb, then Re, Ga, Ma, Pa. So you have to use all the 5 fingers. So Sarigama Pa, then Pamagari Sa. So when you play it, Sarigama Pamagari. So I'm playing a little more. I'll play a little more solo. So slowly, one, keep it a little more closer, so all of you can view it. Okay. Simple. Okay. Don't have to complicate this. So keep practicing this. So this requires all the 5 fingers to exercise. You have exercise for all the 5 fingers. The second one is Sarigama Padanisa that I have already told yesterday. So Sarigama Padanisa. So you're playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again I'll repeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Then third lesson is Sari Sari. So remember, you allotted the property of sa in the white key. I mean, you're fixing the notes with all the fingers. So you should not use other finger for playing that note. Ensure that you're playing that note with only that finger. So if sa has to be played only with sa and ma is played only with thumb. Okay. Re and pa is played only with second finger. Okay. The g and the is always played with third finger. Then ni is played always with ring finger and sa is played with little finger on the top, on the upper sa. There's a dot above sa, above s. There's a dot that is the upper sa. So upper sa is played with little finger. So ensure that these fingers are only used. You should not use an alternate. You can't take shortcuts and use some other finger and play that note. So you will spoil the flow, and the progress will definitely get hampered. So you have to ensure that strictly follow. Ensure that these fingers, what has been allocated, has to only play the keys. Okay. The next is sari 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 gama. Same.
So while playing,
Hmm.
one question. So while playing chords also it was same fingering, right?
No, forget chords now. As of now, I just given you a theory about chords. Let's not come to chords now. So let's finish off with this. So we're going from basics now. So chords we'll talk about later. Okay. I've just given you a theory about what is a chord. 148, 18, 158. I've just given you an idea about what is a chord. Okay. We'll do this. First you ensure that your fingers are trained.
Okay.
So remember all of you. I think you can go on mute. Dilip, right? Okay. You can go on mute. You can go on mute. Okay. See, what I'm trying to tell you is fingering plays a very critical role in learning any instrument. Okay, and techniques, you have to ensure that you have the correct techniques to play so that the progress is constant. Or let's say you have a steady progress with respect to your learning. Okay, you might find it very difficult initially. Okay, but at least with private practice, with repetitions, you will definitely improve. Okay. And one more is, remember, there is something called as a muscle memory. Muscle memory is basically, Swami gives an example of a muscle memory. Okay. Eyes cannot see your mouth. Okay. Eyes cannot see the mouth. Hand doesn't have eyes. Okay. But when you're eating, your hand properly goes to the mouth. When you're having food. That's because of practice. You can all try. You can just close your eyes and try. Your hand will, again, when you're trying to feed yourself, your hand will go exactly to the mouth. That is because of practice. Because your muscle has got a memory. So it will not miss the position of your mouth. It will not think your mouth is coming in the cheeks. So this is just an example Swami has given. So remember, muscle memory becomes a very critical aspect to learn any instrument or anything, even car driving or anything. Your muscle memory is very critical. So when you're starting off, you have to train your fingers. You have to train your fingers and teach it that, okay, this is how you have to play. Once after a period of time, your hand will start playing the way it is. It will be a connect which you will not do consciously. Unconsciously, it'll in the subconscious state, it'll be running. So your mind will think of something, your hand will start playing it. So that will come only by practice. Okay. We'll move forward. The third lesson is sari sari. Somebody else has joined. Okay. Sari sari. Third lesson is sari 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 gama. So sari gama. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4. I'm using the finger numbers. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. So what I'm doing is I'm playing sari 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 gama. Okay, sari gama. I'm using the fourth finger. What sari 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4. Why I'm doing that is because my hand doesn't require to go up. My hand, it can cover up till pa. My hand can cover up till pa. So I don't need to go up. So I can save my energy to ensure that I can play with these extra two fingers that I've left out with. I can play the ma here. But when I'm moving up, I have to shift. That time when I'm shifting, I have to use ma with thumb. Okay, I'll repeat again. Or okay, anyway, if anybody want me to repeat, you can unmute and tell me. Okay, I'm proceeding. So the way you have to play the third lesson is sari 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 ga ma. Number is 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. Then when you're coming back, it will be 5 4 5 4 5 4 3 2 5 4 3 2 1 3 2 1. Okay. The fourth lesson is sariga sariga sari. Sariga sariga sari. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Your finger numbers. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Then 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. So next lesson. So remember, the second part of all the lessons will be sariga sani the what do you call that? Sariga sariga sari sarigama padanisa, and then the fourth part will be sani the pamagarisa. You can see it. Only the first part, that is, if you look at the third, sari, 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 gama, then sari, gama, padanisa is coming. Then sani, 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 dapa, sani, dapa. So all lessons will have sani, the sari, gama, padanisa on the second part. The first part will always be changing. Okay. Now the fourth lesson is sari, ga, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay. The fifth lesson is sarigama, sarigama, sarigama. So here you have to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So sarigama, 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 padanisa. Sani da pa, sani da pa, sani da pa, magaris. Okay. Next is sarigama pa. So here you can play two ways. Okay. I would request all of you to play in two different ways. Okay. One is shift and one is play with all the fingers. Okay. Sarigama pa, one way. Okay. Sarigama pa. So I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm playing the little finger also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So sarigama pa, sari. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So the fifth note is a dirgha. It's a stretched note. So two notes are played as one. So sarigama pa pa. Instead of playing pa pa, I'm playing pa. I'm stretching the note. Okay. Sarigama pa, sari. So there's a dash given. So the pa has to be stretched. Sarigama pa, sari, sarigama pa, dani sa, sani da pa ma, sani, sani da pa ma ga re sa. I'm playing a little faster. You have to play as slow as possible. The more slower you play, it will be better. Okay, now sari. Okay. Okay. There are more people joining now. Okay, sarigama pa, sari. Sarigama pa, sari, sarigama pa, dani sa, sani da pa ma. Okay, coming, return back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Again, I'll repeat. The sixth lesson would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then return. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is one way. Another way would be one. You can shift. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a good exercise. You're moving and then coming back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when you're playing the pa with the second key, you can stretch and come back to keep your finger ready for playing the sa. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can do that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then return. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. There's no change there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. When you're going up, when there is a arohanam, when you're going up, arohanam is basically ascending and avarohanam is descending. So when you're going up the notes, there's a change. You can play two types for the sixth lesson. Okay. So request, there's a 1 week time. The next session we'll have it on Sunday. So we have 1 week time. All the 6 lessons, I request all of you to practice in a steady tempo. Okay. Next session we will add more lessons to this. So we'll have more lessons, and we'll try to cover up more topics. In case if possible, we'll try to take. We'll have more question answers. So I'll have a 15-20 minutes session, and then we'll have more question answers, wherever you feel there is an issue or wherever you feel there's a requirement to be addressed. Okay, that ends here. So request, I think we can start a question answer. In case if anybody wants to ask, you can please go ahead, unmute and ask.
Dilip here. So this week we'll practice only Shankarabharanam, right? All white keys.
Only white keys, yes. Only white keys. Okay. Mug up these lessons. The lessons has to be mugged up, literally mugged up. So if you look at the, I'll tell you the hint. It is going like this. Sarigama pa magari, sarigama pa. That's a smaller scale. You call it a 5-finger scale or a 5-finger exercise. So sarigama pa magari, sarigama pa magari. Then the second lesson is sarigama pa dhanisa, sanidapa magari sa. Third lesson is 2, sarigama. Then third is sariga, 3 notes. Sariga, sari. Then fifth lesson is sarigama, 4 notes. And the fifth has got 5. Sarigama pa, sari. So once you finish the 5 notes, you get back to the first note. So sariga, sari. So after 3 notes, sariga, sari. Then sarigama pa, sari. So that's how it is. So I request all of you to mug it up and possibly sing along with it. If in case somebody is interested to learn singing, or if you feel okay, you want to improve your singing level, you can do this. You can sing along with your playing. So you might actually progress singing along with playing harmonium. So you might become you can start supporting your own singing with harmonium. So I would recommend all of you to sing along with your harmonium when you're playing it. I think that will help if you're a singer. Any questions?
Sairam, sir.
Yeah. Sairam.
In keeping Shruti, how do we say, is it black 1 or white 1 or white 2? Like we say 6 pancham, 5 madhyam and all, but then how do we recognize as black 1 or black 2 or white 1, white 2?
I shared. Yesterday you were there. Yesterday on the session you were there.
No, sir, I was not there.
Okay, there is a video I've shared. I can repeat again quickly, but you can go there. I think I've explained a little more in depth about it. So you have 3 ways to call a Shruti. So Western, Carnatic, and Hindustani. So Western would be called as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, or C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. There's a chart. I think the slide has got the keys, the Western notations, and then you have a Panchama. In Carnatic, it is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the black keys will be called as 1. The immediate key after the 1 becomes 1.5. The immediate black key after 2 becomes 2.5. Then 3, there is no 3.5 because there's no black key after 3. After 3 there's a 4. After 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. That's it. It ends there. So after 7 there's no 8. 8 Shruti is not there. After 7 it again recycles back to 1. Okay, this is Carnatic. If you talk about Hindustani, the name is given as white 1, white 2, white 3, white 4, white 5, white 6, white 7. So there are 7 white keys. So all the 7 is called as white 1, white 2, white 3, white 4, white 5, white 6, white 7. The black keys are called as black 1, black 2, black 3, black 4, black 5. So in case if you're calling a G sharp, in Carnatic it will be called as 5.5. In Hindustani it will be called as a black 4 because it's the 4th black key in Hindustani. When somebody does black 4, you should not play 4.5. Black 4 is G sharp or 5.5 in Carnatic. So I've given this information in the previous session. So I would request all you can view that video and understand it as well.
When will we use the black keys?
So black key is next. Black key is a little difficult. So we'll do next. White is easy. We'll finish with white.
Okay. Okay.
Next will be black. Next will be C sharp. We'll be after C. Once we finish off with all there are 16 exercises. I've given 6. There are 10 more to go. Once we finish the 10 different, all complicated. I mean, this will be this simple. Now we'll have more complicated, permutation, like combinations of it'll go up and down and all. So it'll give you a little flexibility on your fingers. Once you practice this, another 2 more weeks. Or 2 more weeks we'll be getting into C sharp.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Sharper notes are little difficult, little confusing also to learn. So better to know the white keys first, and then we'll go to black. Yeah. Anybody else?
Akshay. Akshay?
Yeah. Anybody? Anybody has any questions on today's session? Or something you want to ask, you can ask. We have time.
Can we apply rhythm and play practice?
Yes, absolutely. See, it's on a. If you take Western, it's a 4x8 or 4 beat cycle or 8 beat cycle. You can take a rhythm. Play with rhythms. Play very, very important. I think for now I'm not recommending, but if anybody wants to play in rhythm, nothing like it. That is the end goal. You have to ensure that you play with rhythm.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on the fingerings? Anybody has got doubt on the fingerings of any of the lessons? I'm sure you'll have in the next session, because once you practice, you'll get stuck. You'll know what this, how to do this. Anyway, I'm recording this video also. I will share that so that all of you can have view it whenever you feel there's a doubt. You're in doubt. You can, in case if anybody wants to ask me or something, you can. I will possibly share my number, I think, or mail. I think I will share the number. Okay, possibly you can WhatsApp me requesting whatever any queries that you have, you can ask me. Okay, I'll repeat my okay. I don't want to repeat because the video is getting recorded. I will separately send you the numbers through some other means. Any other questions?
You will send us the telephone number, sir?
I'll send you, because I'll be uploading in YouTube to go public. I don't want to share the number. I will do it. I will see some means to share who has attended the meeting. I will try to look at sharing that to all of you. Okay. So any other questions, any other queries that you would like to ask? Please request all of you to have the these are techniques which I have learned. This is very easy and one of the best techniques to play harmonium. Okay, so the more you practice, but to be frank, I have never practiced much on harmonium. I have practiced other instruments more than harmonium. Harmonium is one instrument which is very easy compared to any other instrument, any other musical instrument. The most easiest instrument is harmonium. So don't complicate yourself thinking that okay, harmonium might be a tough instrument. If you're talking about a musical instrument, the easiest is harmonium. Of course, the complications are there when you play for Sai Bhajans, because you have to play for somebody else is singing and all. But to produce music, to play some jingles, or you play some rhymes, it's very easy in harmonium. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat me the Shruti part, what is 5.5 Pancham and
see, there are three ways to call one to a Shruti. Okay, if somebody does if they want to, let's say the D sharp, let's say D sharp. If somebody does I want D sharp can be called in three different ways. So it can be called as D sharp, it can be called as 2.5, it can be called as black 2. So three ways. So black 2, it's more commonly used in when a Hindustani classical music. They usually they tell in black 1, black 2, white 1, white 2. So what is this? So in a harmonium, see if you see the harmonium, I'm focusing on harmonium. So you see black keys and white keys. So when you take the two blacks, you have a combination of 2 and 3. So you have two blacks and 3 blacks, 2 blacks and 3 blacks. So an octave in a keyboard or a harmonium keys would be there's a white before the 2 blacks. The 2 blacks just before the 2 blacks is a white. This white is called as a C. The two blacks before that is a C. So this is also a C. This is also C. This is a lower octave C. This is a middle octave C. This is a higher octave C. So same. So two black keys before that. So the C becomes the white one. So it's referenced as 1. So remember, C will always be called as 1. Not A. A is not 1. A is 6. Okay, remember C is always 1. C is 1. Then the corresponding white key next after this will be called as 2. So it can be either called as 2 in Carnatic, or it can be called as white 1. So similarly, black keys, you have only 5 black keys. So black 5 would be A sharp, or I would say the last key. So here you have. So you have 1, C sharp is first black key, D sharp is second black key, third black 3 would be F sharp, G sharp would be black 4, and then A sharp would be black 5. Someone tells my pitch is black 5, it is 6.5. 6.5 in Carnatic or A sharp. So this will be the Shruti. This is mostly used for any female singers will be singing in this pitch. So most of the gents will sing in C and C sharp. Most of the female or ladies will be singing in A sharp, G sharp. That will be the usual range. Will be singing. See, gents will be singing in C, C sharp, D. So these are the common. So when someone tells black 5, it is not 5.5. 5.5 or let's say G sharp, which is 5.5 is a 4 in black 4 in Hindustani. So black 4 and 5.5 in Carnatic is different. It's the same key, but black 5 and 5.5 are not the same. Black 4 and 5.5 are the same keys. So black 4 would be G sharp, and 5.5 would be G sharp again. Okay, so we will cover Shrutis in the later part, but I think most of you would have an idea about what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.5, 2.5. I think that is more than enough as for now. Unless and until you come across a singer who's using, most of them will ask the Western notations or 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. That's a usual commonly used notations for common reference Shruti numbers. I hope I cleared them. You have any doubt? I can still stress more.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions?
Is Dilip again? One more doubt. One basic doubt. Am I audible?
Yeah. Tell me. You're audible. Tell me.
Yeah. Any recommended way to play bellows, or we can simply pump?
Correct. See, I was remembering this. I forgot to tell you. See, bellow, when you ensure your hand is always straight and it should rest in this part. So you see, most of the harmonium will have a steel plate given. So you see, I have a steel plate given. You can see this silver color plate which has been given. So this is basically to protect the wood under, because you sweat. Most of them will sweat on their hands. So the wood will actually get spoiled if the polish will go. So they usually give a metal plate to rest. So we can rest on the corner of this and then ensure that your hands, your thumb. The way I play is like this. So I keep my thumb to give some kind of a support to pull it. So when I play the below, so ensure that you are not pumping too much. So you should ensure that when you're playing the key, so you're releasing. See, when you're pumping the bellow, the air is pressured. So inside there is a balloon kind of a thing. It's a bit short of the bellow, so it'll fill air, and it'll try to push back the reeds. The reeds will be ready to play. When you press the key, it'll open. If you can see the mechanism of a harmonium, there's a reed. It's a kind of a reed, like a motor can reed. There's a reed, with a tongue. It'll vibrate. It'll vibrate because the air will pass through it. It'll just vibrate, and that's the sound it produces. So when you're pressing a bellow, ensure that you don't pressurize too much. So you should not lock. For example, you should not feel too much of pressure, because the bellow might either burst off, or your reeds will have more pressure to hit, and your reeds will go out of tune. So ensure that optimum volume is played. Optimum volume is played in such a way that you're not putting too much pressure on the reed, and you're not putting too much pressure on the bellow. And you should also ensure that your hand is also not strained. So you see, you recommended is with the mic only you play harmonium. Just because you're not getting sound, you might end up putting more pressure. You should not do that. You play on a mic, or no, don't play. If you have a good harmonium, don't play without a mic. Okay, now if playing, so I'm stopping. I'm playing this. The air is filled now, so I can feel it because I'm pressing it. I can see the resistance from the bellow, so I know that okay, I should not press anymore. So I'm feeling that. So I'm able to feel that there is a resistance. So then I'm playing the keys to ensure that I release the air. And then when the sound is reducing here on the reeds, I start pumping. So it's a coordination which will come only by practice. So ensure that there's a constant sound. So the constant sound is here. You should not press that much loud. You should ensure that there's an optimum. So every harmonium has got an optimum sound. So you have to ensure that sweetness is maintained. So I'm not putting too much of pressure. I'm ensuring that I'm balanced. So I'm trying to ensure I maintain that the melody of the instrument is maintained. That is more critical. So it will come only by practice. So playing below it, you should not put too much of pressure on the harmonium with respect to, because your reed will go out of tune and your bellow also will tear sometimes if you put too much of pressure.
Your bellows lock is in right side, right? But
left
something
side.
will be in centralized. So in that way, where will we hold that thumb and
same. No, same.
Left side will always.
Same, yes. If you're right hand there, left.
Okay.
If you're playing a left hand, it should be in the corner. You can see that. You can see most of the
Some
harmonium
people I saw.
Ah.
Some people used to put in the middle.
No.
of the harmonium.
Middle is wrong. Middle is wrong. Middle, you know, I mean, how you play? If you keep it in the middle, see,
No, some people put this. Okay.
No, it is. See, if you're talking about bottom hinged bellow, it's open like this. You can keep on the side itself. So
Yeah, bottom
middle
yes.
is not recommended. I don't know. It could be that they are trying to put more power. I think they're getting more. Even they're not. It's easy. It's comfortable for them. Might be that's the reason they're using it. But recommended is not. It should be always towards the side.
Yeah, that's.
Some people keep it on the side. So if you see Anup Jalota, great singers, they'll keep it on the left. That's also see that for that you can't they'll either keep it slightly inside. For them, they'll keep it here so that they don't have to turn too much to play the bellows. That's okay. But middle is wrong. Middle, I don't think so. I have never seen any good players playing on the middle of the harmonium. I've never seen that. Most of them play at the side. Some people play like this also. See, they keep it like this and play. They'll keep it vertical. The hand is like this. I've seen that also happening, but not towards middle. Yeah. Okay. I don't think so. Anybody has got any more queries? You can always remember. I think with practice, you'll definitely come across a lot of queries, a lot of questions coming in. If you are in doubt, don't play. Don't play at all. I think better rather than learning in a wrong way. Don't play. Keep it idle. Don't practice. If you feel okay, there's something which you're not very confident. Okay, I think I learned it wrongly or something. Don't play. Leave it. You can always come back to me and ask me either on WhatsApp or next week, and when you have the session, you can always ask me during the questionnaire session about the questions. I can answer you. But if you're in doubt, don't play. Okay, unlearning is much more difficult than learning. Remember that. Okay. Done. Anybody else? I'll just wait for another 10 more seconds. If anybody has got any more queries, please come online. You can always share it. Otherwise, we'll conclude the session today. Okay, Sairam will conclude the session. Thank you for all coming online. Wish you all a very speedy progress in learning this instrument and support your respective samitis and bhajans in your area. Thank you, Sairam.